Hello everybody, it's Sephiroth4 for another episode of Paranormasight. Last time we continued Haruhi and Richter's story and checked out the Haku soaps where we found that mysterious man Takumi, who we saw in Shogo Okie's timeline, and learned that they're also trying to gather the curse stones, presumably, how they say is for benign reasons, altruistic reasons, but it's very suspicious regardless. So that was the first area where a body was found, so let's go to Midoricho Park where apparently there was more. We're here. This is Midoricho Park. Ayami Tono lives around here. Alright, that's why we're here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. I wonder if it's worth checking again. Okay, well, let's look around as usual. This place is connected with the story of the Taiko of Tsugaru. Not only that, Katsuhika Hokusai's home was also in this area. That might be why Ayami chose to live here. Midoricho Park. A small park bordering South Waragasui Street sporting a mixture of cherry and evergreen trees. Although the unremarkable in most respects, its small playground always attracts a number of children to come evening. While no trace remains in the modern day, it stands on what was once the site of the Tsugaru estate. The legendary artist Katsushika Hokusai is also believed to have been born in the vicinity. Let's see, anything else in the surroundings here that I can see? No. Let's think. Seems picking up Ayami's trail is out of the question for now. Why did we even come here? It's always heartwarming to see children playing in the park. Richter seems to like kids. Perhaps they're on the same wavelength? We won't be getting much done standing around here. Why don't I go and check out Ayami's apartment? You don't mean to speak with her, do you? No, I prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see whether she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements. Then be my guest. Okay, I shouldn't be long. I'm back, ma'am. So, nothing? I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. However, I noticed a few people seem to be related to the police force keeping watch in the area. I don't know if they got eyes in her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. You got a sharp eye to have noticed them despite being so covert. What can I say? It's part of the job. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door, looking through her windows. I wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately. You were planning to go that far? It's like, yeah, it's just people walking around and they just look like phantoms. Won't make much progress sticking around here. Okay, so, yeah, unfortunately, nothing here. What a waste of time. Oh well. Alright, let's try Komagata High School, where the body of Mr. Janucci was found. Here we are at Ground Zero, Komagata High School. I guess logical the police got this place shut down. Teacher's body was found here after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed. Seems the officers are still inspecting the scene. Entry has been strictly prohibited. The news has attracted a bunch of curious onlookers, huh? That works in our favor. The more people around, the better we can blend in. He appears to be wary of those police officers. Maybe the police really do have something against private investigators, just like in those detective novels. So yeah, there's really nothing else over here, huh? This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Procession. I wouldn't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. I expect the police to be baffled since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around and see what the students have to say. Yeah, sure. Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michio. I'm back, ma'am. So, what did you learn? School kids sure love a good rumor. I was practically drowned in stories about Mr. Janucci and Michio, most of which seem dubious at best. Not surprising. Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought. But there was one story that caught my attention. Oh? Some believe that Michio is the one who killed Mr. Janucci. Really? Sorry. The story's got 2 pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't news to me. Apparently he's been mumbling that Michio was going to kill him for some days now. A fellow teacher overheard his mumbling and told the students. And then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumors that juicy don't stay a secret for long. As for the other piece of evidence, a pigtailed girl in her school uniform was seen around school late last night. Go on. Though numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life, or that it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up just to fan the flames. Huh. But if it were true, I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she is alive, that'd be ideal. Still, one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand. That's an amazing find. I believe all students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen after the information got into the wrong hands. Well, so far it hasn't, no? Sure, let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Michio Shirishi's house. Okay, that's probably it for here then. I can imagine the students are uneasy after learning of the murder. It may do them well to stay home for some time, if not for fear of their safety. Police are probably too wrapped up in solving the case to be concerned about the students' mental health. I can see that. It's important that society provides a safe environment for the benefit of our youth. Some school policies could use some rewriting, especially those handling the students' personal information. That's right, I don't want a student being kidnapped on the way back home ever again. I expect criminals to grow more cunning as the time passes. There may be times where the authorities can't keep up. That's where outlaws such as myself come in. What's this about? Actually, just forget I said anything. Interesting. Well, there's no one else here, so I guess we'll go visit Michio's house. Near the Shirishi household. How'd it go? I went to visit Michio Shirishi's family home. However, no one seemed to be there. I got no answer at the door and all the lights were out. It seems to have been empty for a while now. There was a stack of newspapers out front. Huh. Her mom was like recently remarried to a stepfather guy, so there should have been people there. It's a bit quieter over here. It is a residential area after all. All these rundown row houses really scream working class, don't they? Is there anything? I don't understand why no one's come to this house even after Michio committed suicide. I wonder if this place is okay. I've never liked these messy and cluttered back streets. They give me the jitters every time. It's reassuring to have someone as strong and tall as Richter accompanying me. He looks so unfazed. I suppose a detective is used to this kind of thing. I wasn't always investigating and chasing criminals. I wouldn't be cut out for it. Social connections run deep in working class areas like this place, so I decided to talk to locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out Shirishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year. Is that so? I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. Michio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first they got along with the neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in turn. So far so good. What happened? Well, as I said, the reputation had to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common-law husband had moved into the household. His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name. So what of this Iwai character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him not to hit Michio. That's terrible. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the Shiriishi standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community. That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something? Unfortunately, under our current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes. That's awful. It really is. And then Michio reported killed herself. Things only got worse with Iwai, and Toshiko was made to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, Iwai hasn't returned to the home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the Shirishis entirely, seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. It seems that they're still considered outsiders even after 3 years of living here. I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories of one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Life can be tough, I suppose. You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. People have all kinds of stories. Kankichiro Iwai. He looks like a gangster. Common-law husband of Michio Shiriishi and Toshiko Shiriishi. Kankichiro started coming and going from the Shiriishi household a little over a year ago. It seems he has served some time in prison, but the details are unknown. I can't see those being the same person. It kind of sounds like it's possible, but it's a very different facial structure, even without the fat. Huh? Oh, so you came here too? So you came here too? Huh? What is it? Hey! Could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter? It's those two! I always like it in these games where the people finally meet each other. Fancy sushi. With dusk fast approaching, they have no time to waste. That in mind, Tsutsumi and Erio direct their investigation toward Komagata High School and the Shiriishi residence. I like the investigation music. Here we are, Komagata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. School gate will stay locked while the forensics inspects the scene of the incident. Looks like they're still busy. Let's talk to the person in charge later. Komagata High's gymnasium also serves as a polling place and evacuation center. Lots of buildings around the area are still made of wood, but this place looks safe and sturdy. The news of the dead teacher has also attracted a fair share of rubberneckers. The atmosphere is kinda tense with this many cops around. Yeah. Huh? Is there something in my shirt? Don't tell me I stink! This place isn't only connected to the case because the students were under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. It's also the site of the Fool's Procession, and of course where that teacher was killed. Seems like a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? Oh, right, speaking of schools. What is it? You said Paranormal Affairs can't help us right now. So why don't we get that psychic high schooler you mentioned to help us? A lot of people involved in this case might lead back to school anyway, so it might make sense. Might make things easier to have him with us. For a guy who questions me on the legality of working with them, you sure seem eager to exploit underage labor. Hey, who said anything about exploiting them? I just want to give our young experts an opportunity to shine. When did you become such a smooth talker? Anyway, I'm afraid I don't know where they are. Oh, I see. I wonder if there's anyone who could help us scout out the area. Well, I don't see anyone else here. Perfectly reasonable time for students to be at school, and yet, doubt it'll be that simple. Yeah, I don't see anything else we can really do here. That's just that, okay. So I guess let's move on to the next area. Near the Shirishia household. So we're here before Richter and Haraway. Seems like Michio's house is at the end of this road. We don't want to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone. The houses are really crammed together in these narrow alleyways. Strangers like us walking through definitely stand out. It really feels like old Tokyo. It's quiet. This place is normally pretty lively, full of people coming and going. It seems like everyone's decided to stay inside because of the recent incidents. So, the Shiriishi household, there's a chance that Michio didn't actually kill herself. It might be for the best that we didn't find her parents. Yeah. Erio's checking the Shiriishi house at the end of the road. The street's real narrow, so two big guys like us would stick out like a pair of sore thumbs. Alright, I'll go check out the house. Erio's off checking the Shiriishi household. I'll just wait till he gets back. Is there anything else I can do while I'm waiting? Ah! Mockingbird number 6. Cool. Okay, yeah, you gotta really look around there. Oh, there we go. Oh, you're back. No luck, boss. No one home? Doesn't look like it. Knocked for a while, but nobody came to the door. I glanced in the windows, but there's no sign of activity inside either. I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into their mailbox. Huh. Erio looks kind of disappointed. Looks like no one's home right now. Let's try again later. Cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation has changed, select resume to try again. Okay, so yeah. We have to do something. You know what? Let's steer these to one of the areas where everybody else shows up. Let's see. Nobody goes to the bridge or the garden, but... or Komagata Bridge over there. But... everybody does go to Komagata High School. Yeah, once again, they're over there. Now, let's see. "9 a.m. at the high school." Yeah, there they are. Here we are. Well, here we are again. It's always such a pleasure. Huh? That's... Boss, what is it? You want to talk to those girls? I do! Yeah, I do. This is divine intervention. We were brought here for a reason. Come on, Erio. Huh? What? It's kind of neat how that worked out. Divine intervention, more like Dovey intervention, am I right? Hey, aren't you... You must be the high schooler skirting the child labor laws who I've heard so much about. Say that again? Sorry about that. He's with me. I think that should have been Tsutsumi's line. Okay. Mr. Tsutsumi, if that's how you feel, maybe you should look into improving my working conditions. I prefer not to work for free, to be honest. Don't you worry about that. If you want to help us out, you can have whatever you want. Boss's treat. Wait, really? Thank you so much. I've always wanted to go to a fancy sushi place. Oh yeah, like one of those places in Ginza I've never been. Let's go. Look at the look on his face. We got ourselves a deal, right, boss? The girls are at our service. Hold on now. What just happened? I never said sushi? Looking forward to it, boss. Oh wait, since when were you included? You guys are funny. You should do stand-up. I love him. Yay, we're all together now. What's that rope all about? Indicates where Janucci's body was found. They've moved his body, but this way we still have an idea of where it was found. Yikes, that's a little gross. I can't even see his arms and legs are all ugh. Cool it, Erio, you're scaring her. This kind of stuff is a little much for a kid. Hey, I'm pretty sure she only asked because you were staring at it so intensely. Alright, that's enough. Mio, what do you think? I knew it the second I looked at the scene. You're right, traces of curse still linger here. I figured as much. Does that mean Janucci was killed by one of the curses of the 7 mysteries? Yes, a strong curse like that always leaves behind a trace. Wow, Mio, you're so calm. Are you used to this kind of thing? I wouldn't say I'm used to it. It just comes with experience, I guess. No, I've heard some stories about you. Didn't you investigate a gruesome scene where someone had been killed by a paranormal attack without even breaking a sweat? Stop it, Mr. Tsutsumi. She's gonna get the wrong idea. Well, that's amazing! Mio, you're a professional! You think? Totally! You're cool even in the face of death. That's awesome! When you put it like that, I'm not so sure how awesome it is. So, curse was used here, which means the curse bear must have been on the scene too. Okay, so we'll return there. Forensics is still investigating the area. I didn't really want to bring these kids to a place like this, but there are too many onlookers outside for us to speak comfortably. Besides, it would be good to have Mio look around the scene too. It's usually easier to let Erio do the talking when it comes to young people, but we only have a day. It'd be quicker if I take the reins this time. But he did manage to win them over with the promise of food. Let's see how this plays out. Mio Kurosuzu. She's like a disciple of the Paranormal Affairs Chief. I heard that she helps out with investigations free of charge under the guise of training. Although she's my old boss's protege, she helped me with plenty while I was in Paranormal Affairs. She may look meek, but she's got a strong spirit sense, sharp instincts, and courage. Plus, quite the brain to back it all up. That said, I can't help but think there's some kind of darkness following her around. So this is Yakko Sakazaki. She was with Mio. Could she be a friend? Did Mio finally make a friend? If she did, it would do this old man's heart good. But I better not say that out loud. Don't want to make her look bad. She's certainly well versed in the paranormal. I just can't get over the darkness. Just want to look around and make sure there's no birds. Don't see anything. Huh? You want to talk to me? You'd probably be better off asking Mio. So, how much have you been able to figure out? Well, I know what happened around midnight last night. Someone invoked the Feast of Shadows, which boosts the power of curses, then brought forth the 7 mysteries of Hanjo. That allows even those who do not have the power to cast curses to gather soul dregs for the rite of resurrection. At least that's my hypothesis. Sounds about right so far. As I'm sure you know, there are actually 9 mysteries, not 7. When the Feast of Shadows was cast, the curse stones appeared before those who wanted the rite at the locales of the 7 mysteries. We managed to gather 3 curse stones so far, including the one I got first, the Evergreen Beach. You got 3 already? Wow. Yeah, so if we have 3, there's no way that the soap guy has 6, because that would make all of them, and we definitely have people running around, at least 2 people running around with curse stones. We have the curse stone, the Fool's Procession. Well, Yakko, the girl standing behind me, does. That's me, Yakko, the girl standing behind Mio. She does? Is she alright? We could take it off your hands. Well, the Feast of Shadows has no effect during the day, and there's still something I want to find out. Huh. Alright, I'll leave the Fool's Procession with you 2 then. Thank you. Please keep collecting the other curse stones. I'll be looking for a way to stop the Feast of Shadows. Okay, got it. That should make things go more smoothly. What about the other curse bearers? Have you run into any of them? Well, last night at school. You were here last night? Yeah, you see... Huh. You 2 were using a spirit board? That's so cool! So that's when you ran into the Curse Echo. I'm glad you survived the encounter. Somehow we managed to get away without accidentally setting it off. The Curse Echo we saw took the shape of a woman missing an arm and a leg. What? A woman missing an arm and a leg? That's the one-sided read. The one-sided read, this is bad. Huh? What's so bad about that one? You idiot, think! The curse bearer of the one-sided read is... Oh god, it's Nejima. Fumishika Nejima, he admitted himself, that's his curse! Oh, that's right, wait, but if that's the case... Nejima might have been here last night. What? I mean, it's possible he was lying to us, but... What? Who's Nejima? Okay, so that indicates a lot more that the janitor is Nejima. No clue. So, Nejima is trying to take advantage of the Feast of Shadows for his own nefarious purposes. Huh? He says he's gonna massacre the city at sundown today? He's trying to get your daughter too? That's why I've been trying to find him, but to no avail. Honestly, this information has been the most useful we've gotten so far. So, just to be sure, could you tell me who else was at the school last night? Well, as far as we know, there was Mr. Jinochi and one of our classmates, Hitomi. Don't forget old man Ishimiya. Wait, Hitomi, did you mean Hitomi Okuda, second-year student? Well, yes. Why? Boss! So she was here last night. Huh? I saw Hitomi earlier, though, and she didn't seem like a curse bearer to me. You did? Did you talk to her? Yeah. Would you mind if we asked you a few questions about that? Hitomi said she didn't want to talk to the police because she was afraid she'd become a suspect. So I can't tell you anything unless you swear you won't drag her into this. I see. Don't worry, this is about a different matter. A different matter? You mean about the police officer, Mr. Yoshimi? You know about that? Did Hitomi say something about him? Yes, she did, actually. I want to talk to you. Okay, wow. Yeah, let's continue the Hitomi line then. Hitomi did say that Mr. Yoshimi entrusted her with something. He did? What was that? Yoshimi gave her a talisman? Yes, apparently he also asked her to look for another one just like it, one that Michio had. What kind of talismans could they be? Boss? Doesn't ring a bell. But if Yoshimi was talking about him with his dying breath, it must have been pretty important. Did they find a talisman on Michio where her body was found? I'll check, but if they did, Yoshimi would have had plenty of time to retrieve it before he died. Right. Would you consider giving us Hitomi's contact information? I'd like to talk about the talisman. I'm not sure. She never opened up to anyone except Mr. Yoshimi. I'm no good, huh? I was friends with Yoshimi, though. You don't seem like too bad of a guy. Not all that scary for a cop. I doubt that'll be enough for her. She really doesn't want to end up becoming a suspect. To be honest, she was even a bit wary of us. Huh, well then. Do you think she talked to Yoshimi's fiancé? Haven't they met before? Oh, they have. She told us that. She might be willing to talk to her. Alright, then we better find her fast. You haven't been able to reach her? That's a little worrying. Yeah. Mayu Chozawa. We'll let you know as soon as we manage to contact her. Okay. I'd be willing to give Hitomi's contact information to her. Oh, right. One more thing. Hitomi told me that Mr. Yoshimi gave her instructions in the event that something happened to him. He told her to give the talisman to Mr. Nakagoshi from the police headquarters. What? So it was a Nakagoshi case. Huh. Why would Yoshimi tell her that? Could you check on that? I will, but... well, I don't know if they'll pick up when I call. Is he with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau? Well, yes, Nakagoshi's the chief, but he's almost never in, so I don't really know the guy. To be honest, I'm not even sure if he exists or if he's just a figurehead. I've never spoken to him myself. All Paranormal Affairs cases are referred to as Nakagoshi cases. Jeez, what's up with that? Ah, that's a good question. The amulet Hitomi was looking for may be the missing puzzle piece to this mystery. If we're talking about people who were at school last night, there was one more person, though I'm not too clear on the details. There was someone else? Apparently Hitomi actually saw Mr. Janucci getting cursed and killed last night. What? Talk about some vital information! What she said happened was... Michio was the one who killed Mr. Janucci? Are you sure it was really Michio she saw? Well, that's what she told me. I wasn't there. Ah. That must mean there was another curse bearer here last night. Janucci was killed by a curse, so someone had to have been there whether it was Michio or not. Damn, boss, do you really think it could have been Michio's ghost? I mean, based on what we've heard, she does have plenty of reasons to be vengeful. Calm down. Just because the paranormal exists doesn't mean just anything is possible. It's still possible that Nejima was behind Janucci's death. What about Hitomi's story? About this janitor, Ashimiya was it? How old is he? Do you know how long he's worked here? Huh? Why are you even so interested in him all of a sudden? I only just transferred to this school though, so I have no idea. He's around 50 years old. He came to our school about a half a year ago. No one knows what he did before, so there are all kinds of rumors about him. I see. Thanks, I'm starting to get a better picture of all this. Huh? Listen up. It's not uncommon for former prisoners to find work under an alias after their release. The notoriety attached to their former name can get in the way of proper rehabilitation, you see. What are you... No way! Erio, have the officers apprehended the janitor? Have the officers apprehend the janitor. He worked the night shift, so he might still be in the overnight room. Yes, right away. Boss, bad news. Apparently the room's been empty all morning. Sounds like they've been looking to question Ashimiya too, but they couldn't find him anywhere. No. That all but confirms it. Just one more thing to check. Are there any photos of this Ashimiya? The old man seriously hated getting his picture taken. He'd always avoided it. Erio, call an urgent search for Makoto Ashimiya. We can't let him get away. Yes, sir. I'll contact HQ right away. You don't look like you're contacting HQ right away. This is one hell of a coincidence, huh? This random girl you know is already involved with the case? Yeah, what a coincidence. Oh my, I didn't expect this at all. Yeah, how could an old man have been some horrible criminal mastermind? I can't believe it. And a curse bear on top of that? To think he was so close to us this whole time, it gives me the chills. A guy like that really shouldn't have been allowed to work at a high school. Let's hope it isn't already too late. Oh! I may have shown Ashimiya my curse stone last night. What? I don't like this one bit. Najima did say he wasn't specifically targeting curse bearers, but I'm glad nothing happened to you. Wait, but could it have been old man Hoshimiya who attacked you in the hallway? I almost told him that you were still in the building too! Yeah, that would have been the reason for everybody to die. It's interesting that that he didn't kill Mr. Janucci, presumably, anyway, inside the building. What? You did? Yikes, good thing I didn't say anything. Yeah, might have gotten very lucky there, kid. Yeah, luck. This is too much. I hope they find him soon. Come on, long arm of the law, help us. To put a stop to the Feast of Shadows, it would help if I knew more about how the curses of those 7 mysteries first came about. In that case, you're probably best off talking to that crabby researcher guy. You mean Mr. Ariishi? I would very much like to talk to him. Alright, he's a teacher here too, isn't he? You would already know him already. He might be more inclined to talk if it's one of his students doing the asking. Do you know where he is? I do. We tried to talk to him, but he refused to cooperate. But you two should give it a try. He's at his usual cafe working on his papers. The cafe? Oh, Kurikikyo Cafe in Kamizawa? Thanks, we'll head over there now. School rules say we're not allowed to go to cafes, though. Don't worry about it, I'll allow it. Thank you. Huh? That's all it takes? There must be a mastermind behind everything, someone who orchestrated all this for a reason. I want to find out why. Can I talk to you now? What was that thing you mentioned about Michio earlier? Something about a grudge? Do you know anything about her? What's your relation? I'm her friend. I was actually planning to resurrect her at first. I see. We gained quite a lot of information from you two. It's only fair we share as well. Tell her, Erio. Alright. Keep in mind this is just a theory, though. A Michio theory. Thanks for... Okay. After re-examining the crime scene, Yoshimi concluded that Michio's death wasn't a suicide, but a vehicular collision. Wait, what? An accident? Being hit by a speeding truck or van would have resulted in similar injuries. The investigation was ordered by Yoshimi, so it seemed he had his doubts about it being a suicide. A van? Speeding? Yakko, what's wrong? Are you okay? Oh. A van. There's a young man in the driver's seat. The woman's the passenger. Yakko! Yes? Wait, was I? Are you back now? How do you feel? You're covered in sweat. Yeah, I'm okay, I think. Sorry, I went a little crazy there. It's no problem, as long as you're okay. That was quite the surprise, though. What the heck happened to you? Yoshimi talked to you about Michio, didn't she? Well, he didn't give me any specifics, if you're wondering about that. So I don't know what truly was on Michio's mind either. Right. Do you have any idea what Janucci was so scared of Michio? Well, about that. I'm not sure exactly how to put this, but... I see. Well, I have expected it was something like that. Thank you for telling me. Sorry, it's hard to explain. I wonder what he's got his hands on to be able to blackmail her like that. I wonder if it has something to do with her dad? I don't know. Michio, what happened? No, I already talked to you. Yeah, one hell of a coincidence indeed. Janucci was almost definitely killed by a curse, but I wonder about the exact cause of death. If the curse's origin and the cause of death are connected, it could give us another lead. So, better talk to you. Hey boss, Forensics is calling. I'll go see what they have to say. Sure, thanks. Boss, they found this on the ground a short distance away from the scene. What is that? A ribbon? Yeah, the kind you used to tie up your hair. What? I've seen that ribbon before! You have? Go on then. That's the ribbon that Michi always used to wear. What? Does that mean that Michi was here? Are you sure? Definitely. I have the same one at home. We bought them together. That has to be hers. Then did she come back to life somehow? But how? If I was Michio and I came back to life, where would I go? That's the question. She got her revenge in Janucci, but she may have more revenge to dish out. Is there anyone else she'd have a grudge against? Well, what about the guy who killed her in the collision? Oh, if she really did come back to life, then it's terribly sad that she's spending her new chance at life like this. Being obsessed with revenge is such a tragic way to live. I'm afraid that's all we can tell you. Don't worry, you're a big help, thank you. We should start our search for Nejima and Mayu Chizawa. It might be worth it to check Michio's house as well, just in case. Let's use the school as our base of operations. If anything happens, go to one of the officers hanging around here. Got it, thank you and good luck. We'll go talk to Mr. Ariishi about a way to lift this curse. Alright, boss, let's get going whenever you're ready. Okay, so yeah, we learned a lot over here. Something weird is going on with Yakko. I don't know why. She's just acting funny. Mio also seems to know more than she's telling us, or maybe she's just guessing more than she's telling us. But yeah, it's almost certain that the janitor is Nejima, especially since the curse that was going on there was the one that he said that he had. But it doesn't seem like it's the same curse that killed Mr. Janucci, which is concerning. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been Sephiroth Level 4. Next time, we're going to move on to Michio's apartment and hopefully catch up with Haruhi and Richter now that some time has passed. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.